Good morning, everyone. Some international news to start because it feels appropriate today. And here we go. According to CBC News, the UK and the EU agree to a great outline Brexit deal, PM Boris Johnson says. And except that, it looks like everybody's on board, except that the DUP, Ireland's DUP, is not on board, and they are key supporters of Johnson. So it's not quite a done deal yet, but Mr. Johnson seems very optimistic about this. I don't know. Here is Justin Trudeau in 2018 talking about foreign Russian interference in our election. And I'll just let him talk. I hope it's loud enough. Sometimes these videos aren't. It's all the way up. And, well, here we go.
And with the federal election in Canada on the horizon, are you concerned that Canada's electoral process is in Russia's sights also, and what's the Canadian government doing in preparation for that?
Oh, we have been very much focused over the past years on strengthening our democratic institutions. I gave a specific mandate to our Minister of Democratic Institutions to recognize the new environment in which we will now be holding democratic elections, which often involves heavy use of social media, possible foreign interference. Canada has always had very strong electoral systems. We need to make sure that they are kept up to date in holding off foreign meddling and interference. We have some of the stiffest election laws around financing, around involvements in our electoral process, but there's always room to do more, and that's why I'm so pleased that our
So he's saying there that we have rules against foreign interference, etc. And however, you would think that Barack Obama would be aware of that. But Barack Obama sent this tweet out yesterday at 2 p.m., well, 1:58 p.m., October 16th. He said, quote, "I was proud to work with Justin Trudeau as president. He's a hardworking, effective leader who takes on big issues like climate change. The world needs his progressive leadership now, and I hope our neighbors to the north support him for another term." Isn't that kind of election interference? Foreign election interference? The former United States president weighing in on Justin Trudeau personally, despite that blackface thing? We've got video of Justin Trudeau reacting to the endorsement as well. Oh, not really, right? Not really. It's a joke. Okay, back to this. Really, though, you would think that a president who blamed Russia and foreign interference, either clandestine, so, under the radar interference by buying Facebook ads, or out and out endorsing a candidate, was bad from Russia in the United States election in 2016. You would think a candidate who went through all of that and the associated fallout, the press, the years of press, and ultimately, there was no Russian collusion. There was no Russian involvement. There was what, $100,000 of Facebook ads, which is like 2 months worth of Facebook ads for a medium-sized company. So why does Obama think this is okay, right? Why? I have no idea. This seems very, very strange to me. It doesn't entice me to vote for Trudeau. Here's Ezra Levin's take on it, and I just thought this was funny. The blackface Trudeau beside Prime Minister, or Mr. Obama, who's the first black president of the United States. So, hilarious. Wild, right? So, what constitutes foreign interference? What is foreign interference and what is not foreign interference? Here's climate activist 16-year-old Greta making a pit stop in Alberta in the middle of, or right at the tail end of the federal election. This seems weird. Time for a vacation? Isn't it school time? I know that she's on a climate strike, but if my 16-year-old was traveling around the world, lecturing leaders on, international diplomacy and what we should do about the biggest problem facing mankind, according to them, that's, strange, isn't it? What life experience or scientific experience or any experience gives her the access to talk to these people? I don't get it. And why can she come to Canada and have a big rally in the middle of our country's federal election, when the Liberals are trying to make climate and associated discussions a central part of their re-election campaign. It seems odd to me. And the reason I wanted to highlight this was not to talk about Greta necessarily directly. I just wanted to show how many, and I took out a news article. Here it is. I took it out. Oh, maybe it's not there. I took out a news article. Anyway, that was another one. But here are 3 different news articles covering Greta coming to Alberta, right? One's talking about how the mayor could show her around on his city tour, and the other's talking about how, well, this one's just talking about how she's going to not address the legislature because the government isn't interested. So it's interesting. Why stop in Canada in the middle of our election when, well, I mean, Chinese air quality is terrible comparative to Canada, right? But not them. And, well, I don't know which one this is, but it looks, again, like Chinese air quality. And I think this is another maybe Middle Eastern country. Here's Chinese rivers being filled up with plastic. So lecturing the West, we have some of the highest environmental standards for all of those things. We've got the rest of the world that needs to catch up with the basics, right? It seems odd. It seems odd to me. So, and even taking up the 2 minutes on my show, I played with taking it out completely, and it just, I wanted to point it out. Like, is this foreign interference, or is this a young girl on vacation from school just touring Canada? Is that all this is? Maybe, might be. But this one certainly is a former president endorsing a prime ministerial candidate. So, does that count? Does Dave Rubin interviewing Maxime Bernier count? I don't know. You tell me. You tell me. Does a liberal fundraiser at a Canadian residence in New York City, does that count? Because that happened too. That was reported by BlackRock. So all of these things play into my big question of, it's so muddy. How is one okay? How is the other okay? How do you even put a cap on it? How do you even have a conversation in a way that's productive when all of this stuff is happening simultaneously? I don't know. It's very difficult to stay focused on the issues rather than distractions and foreign leaders and inappropriate blackface, right? It's, I mean, weird, right? This is a weird one. There's 4 days left. 5 days left? 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 4 days left. Monday. Everyone. I hope you get out and vote. Monday. But spend the weekend brushing up on the platforms and figuring out how to cut through all of the foreign and the domestic noise and the international noise of what's going on around the rest of the world, and figure out how to make up your mind on who to vote for on Monday. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.